Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. According to Al Jazeera, the European Commission has announced a $1 billion aid and reconstruction fund named the Team Gaza Initiative to assist in Gaza's recovery after more than 2 years of devastating war. Launched at a donor meeting in Brussels, the scheme is backed by numerous international partners, including Spain, France, Germany, the UK, the World Bank, and the European Investment Bank. The initiative aims to support critical early recovery projects such as clearing debris, restoring water and sanitation systems, and re-establishing health, energy, and food infrastructure. However, international observers note that the fund falls critically short of what is actually needed. In April, the European Union and the United Nations estimated that rebuilding the Palestinian enclave will require more than $71 billion over the next decade, with $26.3 billion needed in the first 18 months alone. While a U.S.-brokered ceasefire was agreed upon last October, ongoing Israeli breaches have resulted in the deaths of over 1,100 Palestinians since then, highlighting the challenging conditions for delivering aid on the ground. According to the Epoch Times, the U.S. Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security, BIZ, has adjusted the United Arab Emirates Whatpackback X known HMAKE's regulations store, removing it from chemical, biological, and missile technology restricted lists. Upgraded to the A5 level, the UAE joins the ranks of NATO members and other core allies, significantly easing its access to advanced U.S. military equipment, commercial satellites, and artificial intelligence chips. Under the new policy, the UAE Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces are granted license-free access to advanced computing technology. Additionally, U.S. technology giants such as Microsoft, Google, Apple, and OpenAI, along with their UAE subsidiaries, have been added to a whitelist, allowing them to import advanced AI chips and servers without export licenses. UAE-based firms G42 and Core42 are also included on this list, subject to a 270-day sunset clause to ensure compliance with U.S. regulations. The policy shift recognizes the UAE as a major U.S. defense partner, particularly for its strategic cooperation against Iranian proxies. However, the decision has drawn criticism from U.S. lawmakers, raising concerns over potential technology transferred to China. According to Al Jazeera, the United States Department of the Treasury has imposed new sanctions on Cuba's Ministry of Tourism and 2 state-owned enterprises, Gemar and Gecomex. Financial institutions and companies doing business with these state-owned entities have been given until August 12 to wind down their operations to avoid facing penalties. This move follows a May executive order allowing the freezing of U.S.-based assets linked to individuals or organizations supporting the Cuban government or economy. These measures come amid heightened tensions, with U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Mike Waltz describing Cuba's government as a national security threat and accusing Russia and China of gathering intelligence near U.S. military bases on the island. Meanwhile, Cuba continues to suffer from a crippling energy crisis, experiencing multiple nationwide blackouts due to a U.S. oil blockade that halted key fuel shipments from Venezuela and Mexico. Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez Perea strongly condemned the sanctions, labeling them collective punishment and a systematic violation of human rights that has caused billions of dollars in economic damage. According to United Press International, UPA, Mexico has announced that the United States will begin restoring market access for Mexican sugar. The move is expected to significantly boost Mexican exports during the 2026-2027 season and increase incomes for approximately 170,000 sugarcane producers. According to a statement from the Mexican presidency, the agreement was reached following negotiations led by President Claudia Sheinbaum with U.S. authorities that began in November 2025. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, estimates that the country will need to import up to 152,000 tons of Mexican sugar during the 2026-2027 marketing year, representing a 512% increase compared to the current year's projections. This policy shift could generate an estimated 4.76 billion pesos, about $272 million in additional revenue for Mexican growers. Sugar trade between the two nations has been heavily restricted since late 2014 under suspension agreements, which were further modified in 2000 to reduce Mexico's share of refined sugar. Despite past disputes with U.S. sugar refiners, the Mexican government hailed the current outcome as a testament to successful bilateral dialogue. According to Jaiji Press, a special committee of Japan's House of Councilors is scheduled to vote on Wednesday on a bill to revise the Imperial House law. The Liberal Democratic Party's upper house parliamentary affairs leader, Yoshihiko Isozaki, and his Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan counterpart, Yoshitaka Saito, reached a broad agreement on Monday to begin committee deliberations and hold the vote on the same day. The bill, which previously passed the House of Representatives with support from the ruling coalition and some opposition members, is highly likely to clear the Diet before the current legislative session concludes on Friday. Under the proposed revision, paternal line male descendants of former imperial branches will be allowed to be adopted into the imperial family to help secure successors. Additionally, female members of the imperial family will be permitted to retain their royal status even after they marry commoners. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.